Hello, and thank you so much for tuning into the
The Mobility
Mobility
Bro.
Bros. I'm Coach Cliff, and I'm here with Ron Hylton, the man, the visionary, the guy so focused on his goals right now that he is really, really transforming right in front of us. 27 episodes in, and what do we talk about here? We talk about athletic mindset, mobility, pain reduction, and the thoughts and practices of practitioners, clients, and we're gonna laser in on the thoughts of clients, practitioners, how we understand the thoughts of clients, and how we get the information that you need and try to break it down so that it's simple, easy to understand, easy to implement. Nothing's really easy because it takes consistence, determination. But as far as it being a 20-page book versus just a 4-paragraph instruction, that's what we talk about with breaking it down easy. Ron, tell us, how have you been? Because you have not been easy. You've been going hard.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool that we're in this topic, really talking about, what kind of exercises um, you know, um can help and target in someone's fitness goals. And really depends on what you're focused on and what you're doing. So for me, I'm focusing on a physique competition. And for those who know what physique is, a little different from bodybuilding. Physique actually just focuses from waist up. It doesn't focus on any legs. So you can have toothpick legs and have a body of a Greek goddess, and you'd be all right, but this is a really good topic that we're talking about today because with me, I'm doing very specific exercises to target specific muscles. So I'm doing your traditional bicep curls, your traditional in various forms, right? I'm doing traditional back, chest, shoulders, core, abs. So I'm doing those traditional exercises just to target and grow those and grow and build and tear down those muscle fibers. Versus when I train for powerlifting, it's not, I'm not focusing on that, right? I'm training 5 6 days a week for this, focusing on those body parts. But when I'm powerlifting, I lift really heavy twice a week, and then I do some auxiliary work. But it's just really just focusing on the deadlifts, on the form, breath work. Breath work is always important no matter what exercise you're doing. But it's interesting because I did a kettlebell. I was at a kettlebell clinic yesterday that I participated in up in New Hampshire, and just to learn and just get a refresher, right? To learn, because you're always learning and growing new things. And they talked about breath and explosion. So
Mm.
when you're down with a barbell trying to deadlift, the breath is different, right? You're focusing on breath. You're still focusing on core. You're still locking your lats. There's so much more, a little more things that are a little different involved than if you're doing a traditional training for physique or bodybuilding competition.
That breakdown is how deep you are in right now. And obviously, having experience in this in the past in a different way with bodybuilding, you could see from what you've been putting yourself through the difference in the two practices.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Very
And
cool.
it's just been a journey.
Are you happy? Are you enjoying yourself? People think sometimes that, and write this in the comments if you can relate, that when you're going through like fasting, training as intense as you are, and putting the pressure on to being a physique competition or a beauty pageant or whatever you're competing against for your physical body, your look, that there's a lot of pressure there. People
Yeah,
can't find like the
I
joy in
actually
it.
love that
But
question. I had this conversation with my strength coach yesterday.
I
So
love it.
I have two
Same
questions. I
way.
have a strength coach and and a physique coach. So my strength coach is completely different guy, completely different beliefs, everything, right? He's up there eating a big fried chicken sandwich in front of me yesterday, like it's his job, right? He don't care, right? He ain't focused on diet. He just focused on raw strength. That's his job, right?
Yeah, pick it up and put it down.
Pick it
Let's
up
see
and
how
put
much
it
I can
down,
do.
right? So I had this. It's very cool that you asked me this question. So when I'm training for a physique competition or body for a bodybuilding competition, it's more of a job, right? It's a job. There's to say that it is fun. it's it's more of like you have to force yourself to do it, right? For
Yep.
a powerlifting meet, it's a little more fun, right? I still train like 4 to 6 months out, but I only have literally like two heavy lift days, and then I do some auxiliary heavy lifts in between. But those lifts I do, those two heavy lift days, 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That's it. Takes me 20 minutes to get it done. Go downstairs, do a little do my little warm up, get it in, some foam rolling, stretching, and then, I get it and then I'm done. This is like, it could take me up to an hour just to get some to get my lifts in.
Yeah,
Um,
because like what you're saying and not breaking down is the all the variables that it takes to make sure you're in that position, that best position. Powerlifting, yeah, 20 minutes of activity workout in that practice, but he's doing maybe 45 minutes of warming up and stretching and all those things
yeah,
to prepare himself to lift that weight. The time in between resting from one lift to another is great because you want to get all that ADP, ATP back in your system
absolutely.
so you can
Absolutely.
pop that weight one more time. You know what I mean? When you're focused on physique and you focus on a specific metric of what my body weight is, what my BMI is, what my body fat is, what my water weight is, micros, macros, there's a lot more work. Look at the
Diet.
charts,
This is the diet. All that
right? You
stuff.
talk it's the diet, it's the exercise, it's the rest between movements, it's how many you do a day. It's isolating anaerobic versus aerobic exercises. It's incorporating hit programs if you hit a wall. It's decelerating so you don't pull something and focus on mobility so you can hit it hard again. It's supplementation all day and looking at people
Absolutely.
eat burgers in your face.
Absolutely, man. Dude, we were at a wing joint yesterday, and it's a wing joint, so of course their chicken sandwich is like sautéed and seasoned in their wing sauce. And
Nice.
there's everyone's eating wings, and dude, I go in on wings, bro. And I was like, here I am with whatever. Here I am with, you know, telling the waitress specifically what I need for a salad, and then telling her to put the dressing on the side. You know,
Yep, yep. Because you only can get a couple tablespoons in.
yeah, telling her to put
All
some
right, let's get
salad
back
vinegar.
to topic. Let's get back to topic. You have a nice list of 5 things you can do to make it a little more simpler. Things you should avoid as well. So not just what you can do. And hopefully you've heard this before, and maybe this is a double down in getting you to refocus in. School year started. A lot of hibernation's about to happen. So hopefully people are hibernating in an active place like a gym where you can swim or exercise, play a little sports, play some pickleball, shoot some baskets, because the golf course will be closed and you want to make sure you stay moving. So,
Absolutely.
Ron, break it down, right? We're talking about the topic of the day. Let's refocus the group again. Write down in the chat how you're feeling about what we just talked about, the difference between powerlifting competitions versus physiques. Let us know. You can hear our passion. So let us know yours.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
topic of the day is about the fitness things we can do to really target ourselves. So
Yeah, yeah. So, just in general, uh, this, uh, um, this mobility bros is all about me and what I'm doing in my, but it's just more of an example, So it's, you always want to, if you're on a fitness journey, you're getting ready to start your journey, or you're currently working out, or what are maybe like the best exercise or something to do, and that's kind of broad, right? You got to figure out what suits you, and I would always say seek out a professional first, like like someone like Clif or I, just to give you some insight on what to do. Because the worst thing you want to do is just go in the gym and go hard, and then you get hurt. Um, so essentially, first thing you want to understand when you do before you start any type of fitness, you got to warm up. All right, this is all general stuff that you've probably heard from many fitness professionals. So you got to do. Um, I say bare bones minimum 15 to 20 minutes of some type of dynamic stretching. Um, and again, you always want to seek out a fitness professional to understand what that is. And if you're someone new and you're like going for somebody that's sedentary to getting into fitness, you don't want to go again all in, right? Les Brown, actually, who's one of my favorite motivational speakers, he talked about, when he first decided that he wanted to get healthy and started doing exercises, he just started out with some body weight stuff. And he said, you know what? If I started out with 50 push-ups day one, he said, I would have already quit. But you know what? He says, I know I could do 10 push-ups. He said, I knew I could do 10 good push-ups. And he says, and then once I felt good with that, he said, I added another 5 or 10 after that. And he built his way up where he could do 50 push-ups to a point when he was younger, when he actually got a point where he was able to do 50 clean push-ups up and down nonstop because he took the time to start off small. So you always want to start off small in your fitness journey. And if you're someone that's advanced, excuse me, still don't overwork yourself. You don't want to go so hard where you're tearing something or and I know that's hard because I work with collegiate athletes and D1 athletes. They're always pushing themselves to the limit, especially when they have coaches telling them they have to go no matter what.
Yeah,
But for people that are high level, working on their fitness goals or whatever they do in their sport, you just got to listen to your body.
I love it. It's important. It's a key thing. And I think as you express yourself with that, it lands on me that having that 15 minutes to understand what a dynamic warm-up is so that you're not just simply walking on a treadmill, jumping on a bike, or jumping on a rower, and then moving into weightlifting, but you actually are doing movements that increase and encourage like mobility, elasticity of fibers in the muscle
I
tissue,
agree. I agree.
um, friction in your body that is not as extreme as the workout, but not as gentle as sitting still and holding a stretch for 20 seconds. You got to move. Your stretch movement should be about 5 seconds each leg or arm or limb or appendage, however you want to think
No,
about it. Right? 5 seconds to the left, 5 seconds to the right.
right.
But that's what we mean. So if you understand dynamic warm up and you want to help others understand it, drop that
Up
information
in
in
the
the
chat.
chat. We want to share with the
Yeah,
community, and
and
we
and
want to hear
and
from
I
you
do
guys.
think
We
and I do
appreciate
think it's
it a lot.
important to stretch after. Do a light, just a light stretch after, a light cool down after. I
A
know
dynamic warm up.
like after you work out, after you do a full workout. Yeah, after you do a full
Agreed.
workout,
Agreed.
you can definitely do like some static stretching just to cool down the body. I think if you work out hard and you go right outside, you want to give your time, your body time to, as I would say, newer recruit, it just went through something, you know. So give it
Yeah, you put a stressor on the body,
yeah.
100%. I mean, what time limit would you say someone should cool down for? Like you gave us a 15-minute warm up. What are your thoughts on the
Yeah,
cool
so
down?
that right there, I mean, to the cool down, that I would say it just, I don't know. I would say maybe 15 minutes. Sometimes it's just whatever feels good. I mean, sometimes I'll do a cool down and it just feels really nice. So I'll just sit in a position and just hold it because it feels good. And and I may be sitting or holding a position for a little bit, um, for 10-15 minutes after I work out because it just feels nice. Maybe do some what do you call the cat cows
I
after
love cat cows. Yeah,
cat cows
great
after,
for lumbar
or
stuff.
I'll be on my
Lumbar.
knees and I'll do a hold and come through like this.
Get
Hold
that
like
transverse rotation.
transverse rotation and just hold it. Just some of the I would say some of the old school stretches that you may know from high school, those are okay after you do
After the workout.
workout.
So that's the difference, real quick, between static and dynamic. And if we wanted to make this video an hour long educational workshop video, you could tell we could.
Yeah.
But because this is a 15-minute, what's up? Let's keep it going. What's number three? What's number
So
three on the list? So we got warm up number one, cool down number two.
yeah,
People might want to know, I want to work my belly fat.
yeah.
Ron, give me an exercise that will make me transform my belly fat, even though
Okay,
no other
okay. You
body
want?
part's gonna transform
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the secret. I'm gonna tell you the secret. Abs are made in the kitchen.
it.
So, so it's crazy. I get this question a lot, man. Uh, Cliff, you're like on fire with the questions today, man. Like I feel like you're nailing it, right? So
Thanks, man.
people say, oh man, and again, 3, 4 weeks ago, one of my homegirls asked me this question: What can I do to get rid of this? And I said, you got to focus on your diet. I said you can do ab workouts. Now, granted, you do have to do some core work for your body to get that definition, but no one's gonna see it if you're eating bonbons and donuts.
But no one's gonna see it. Y'all saw the head, y'all?
Yeah, no one's gonna see it, right?
No one.
So that's important. That's important that on top of on top of you working out. Now, granted, there's some people who just love working out, but they can care less about, the diet. I've met fitness professionals just like that, and I've talked to fitness professionals online. They're very clear about, hey, I'm not the person to talk about diet or nutrition or supplementation. I'll get you strong, I'll get you fit, but I'm not going to show you how to get rid of this. So,
But
that I
the
would say
question that
that
I have is like, can they show them how to get rid of it, even though they have their own mindset around their own body? Because then we're talking about like, okay, this isn't like Rex Ryan getting a Super Bowl ring because
right,
his body type isn't, he's older and he's not playing the sport, and his body type is deconditioned to try to play
right.
football with the pros. But he's a brilliant coach and he can get you a ring, right? You know what I'm saying? Versus like, all right, we're all training to be a physique or something specific, but you have no experience doing that versus
Hmm.
someone who does, that value will change,
Right.
right? um in this industry, because I think it was created in the gym and people saw, oh, we could really monetize education here. And I think it was important to have education because there's so many gym injuries
Yeah, I agree.
that happen every single day. It it's always been a thing for me, right? Because our society today is very aware, sensitive about body figures.
Yeah.
You have
Body
whole
positivity.
organizations that are creating, you know, make room for an obesity situation in the
Yeah.
office because, you know, their experience matters. You have really healthy people that are sumo strong, you know.
Hmm.
So it's really interesting. I think that point is important and it speaks to me, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, but back to what we were saying, that magic in the kitchen moment. Nutrition's the driver,
It
right?
is the drive. Nutrition is definitely the driver. It really is, and you just gotta really focus on, what are you when you are, setting your fitness goals. Like, what is your priority? What are you focused on doing in whatever that could be? Your fitness goal could be, what, I'm gonna wake up and do 15 minutes of walking every day, and go from a walk jog. So it depends on where your focus is and what you're going to do. Somebody that's 400 pounds, they all they probably can do is walk up and down the street and then just focus on their diet. They can't really go in and do anything very intense. So it's really just focus. It really is just what your intention is and what your idea of what you're going to do as far as what your fitness journey is going to be.
And it also depends on their life. Did you break your ankle and every time you try to balance, you feel like you're gonna fall? Have you had a seizure? Are you going through rehab?
Yeah.
What's really happening with you? And can you make realistic goals? The whole point of this was keeping it so that it's not something you set up, Les Brown, right? Not something you set so far in advance that day one you feel like you fail, or associating with pain or self-pity so that you stop doing it. Um, and falling off the horse or falling off the wagon happens, which is why things like putting yourself in a competition to force yourself to do something
Absolutely.
after something like a pandemic, or just getting healthier things in the house, shopping differently, paying attention to nutrition facts. All those things are important.
Absolutely.
And I think they make a difference. So that's a great point. All right. One, focus on warm up and cool down when you're in the physical activity.
Hmm.
Warm ups dynamic, cool downs are static. You're holding the stretch for 20, 40, maybe even a minute.
Hmm.
Feel good, hold it, right? Ron agrees.
Absolutely.
And I agree with him. And the beginning of the workout, after you get off your treadmill for 15 minutes, still put in 15 minutes of dynamic movement. So maybe you're kicking your leg left to right and you're stretching your hamstring and you're just going as high as your leg will let you, keeping the knee straight, not locked, but straight, so that you can feel that hamstring coming from the hip and things like that. Talk to a professional. We'll give you a whole list of moves.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, number four, what you got for us?
Number four, I would say, and this is probably probably what I should have said at the beginning. Really sit down and set your actual fitness goals.
I think
Right.
that's exactly what you were talking about just now,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
So I don't know if I did. Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah, you were
maybe I just
you led right into it. You
okay.
led
Maybe I
right
just,
into it.
yeah. So set your actual fitness goals and put that in writing. I actually have a board where I put it all in writing, and what and what you're going to do, right? What does that look like for what does your fitness goal look like for you, right? It's so that's important, right? And then understanding that and like I know for me, like for example, how much water I'm taking in as part of my fitness goals, how many meals I'm taking in as part of my fitness goals,
You're
what
measuring.
yeah, what exercises I'm doing. Um, as part of that, journaling, make sure that I record all my food, weighing myself. So
Do
it
you record emotions in your journal?
you record what?
Emotions. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling bad. I'm exhausted. Like, is it
So
just
I
food
don't
and
have that, but
nutrition?
in one of my in my app, it has a sad face, happy face, or a neutral face.
Ah, so that's how quick emote.
Yeah, so you and I don't know. I always either put I do one or two. I either put a happy face or kind of like neutral face, depending on how I feel. Like if my
Keeping it
body's
positive.
shot, then it's like it's a neutral face.
Yeah, I love
You
it.
know,
That's the truth. That's the truth. I love it. So I think when you said walking, jogging, walking being that written down goal to do that 5 times, whether you're recovering from a knee injury or maybe your conditioning, your aerobic conditioning is really bad because of weight, obesity, fatty liver, who knows what's going on. That could be as simple as that. Or it could be 50 push-ups in the end of the week. I'm doing 10 a day, right? And then I can grow into an investment and a fitness coach and a longevity expert that can help you truly like plan out what 6 months looks like of fitness programming, a year looks
absolutely,
like in fitness programming,
absolutely,
what form and all those things integrated into fitness programs can do to help improve your movement, your longevity in it, your nutritional background, and help educate you so that you can learn to teach your kids this stuff if you really find the right coach. What's the
absolutely.
last one we got?
And the last one I got is at the end of the day, just be safe. You know,
Oh, love it.
just be safe. Because the worst thing you can do is, especially someone who doesn't have any education about fitness, is just go out and dare and be like Nike and just do it. No, it isn't about just doing it. If you're not safe, and for in a perfect example of that could be something simple as like,
Just be
uh,
safe.
yeah, just be safe. It
That's
could
a
be you,
great point.
yeah, just you thinking that, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna pick up the 50-pound dumbbells and I'm gonna crank it when you really can't push 50 pounds, and all of a sudden you tear you
Eh,
tear your chest. Yeah, what do I got?
Yeah,
Your pec.
exactly.
You tear your pec. So just be safe.
I agree 110%. I think that's important. I think if you have a great team around you to be safer, I work at, my business is located in satellite locations that are where physical therapy is performed, where counseling, cognitive therapy, dialectical therapy is performed. I'm connecting with another location that has relationships with autism awareness. So it's being safe and respecting your surroundings and recognizing there's levels of need everybody has. And
True,
since we're
true that.
broadcasting this to you, the one person watching out of many people, you are here with us. We want you to be safe. Okay. Make sure you have the right people in your corner, whether it's your friends coming out with you, doing things. Maybe take that free assessment and evaluation. Every gym's offering it because the personal trainer is going to want to sell you on a second. Take the first one. See if they have enough knowledge to teach you something you didn't know you were doing about with your body. We all create habits, right? We have 20 years, 10 years, 15 years before we're really in a gym. So you have 15 years of maybe crossing your feet or leaning to one side or maybe developing scoliosis. And you would never know it. You would just go on a bench and start pushing things. So there's more to it than just pushing things.
Right.
Sometimes there's thinking about it, planning it out, journaling it, knowing what your warm up's going to look like, knowing what your cool down's going to look like, knowing what you're going to eat in an hour from the workout. And if you're going to eat before that because you need the protein or you're fasting through it, so you're going to do something that's going to give you more nutritional benefits versus just the protein need, and really like living it out and not perfectly. Fuck that. Forget that. Don't worry about that.
Mhm.
Don't go with I need it to be perfect or it's not gonna work,
Yeah, I agree.
because it's like I saw a great video on the interweb and it was a guy explaining you get this big bottle, right? You got a big bottle and there's water in it. But if I were to take an eye drop and drip it, it would take forever for this water to fill, it feels like.
Mhm.
So I could stop, never fill the water bottle, or I could actually fill the water bottle by being consistent. Maybe not every day, but way more days out of the year than not. And I'll make my goal of filling the water bottle.
What's up?
Ron, take us away, brother.
All right, everyone. I want you to stay awesome, keep serving the greatness, and be legendary. Have the most amazing legendary day. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Ha
For now.
ha.